looking for fast and easy low-carb breakfast ideas at McDonald's? You might be surprised, but there are breakfast options on the fast food menu that won't spike your blood sugar. So stay tuned as I show you exactly what to order the next time you hit the drive-thru. Hey, I'm Erin with Healthy Mom, Happy Family, and as a registered dietitian and diabetes educator, I get asked a lot of questions about eating out and managing blood sugar levels. And while eating out at home is a great idea, and I always recommend it, gotta face it, life gets busy and sometimes you need to grab a quick meal on the go. And so instead of just telling you you should avoid fast food, I wanted to show you how you can actually order smart so that you can eat food on the go and enjoy it while you keep your blood sugar in check. Now, before we dive in, I just want to remind you that if you are looking for ways to naturally improve your blood sugar levels and you want tips and tricks for living with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. And if you are looking to learn everything that you were never taught about managing blood sugar levels and reversing insulin resistance, I would love for you to check out my signature program, The Blood Sugar Fix. I walk you through exactly what you need to know to lower your blood sugar levels, increase energy, and achieve your healthiest self in just 6 weeks in the easiest way possible. I have all the details for you on it below. Okay, so let's dive in, and I'm going to share with you the best low-carb breakfasts at McDonald's and share my top tips on how to customize your order to make it even more blood sugar friendly. So let's start with number one, the Egg McMuffin, or the Egg McMuffin without the muffin. So when you think about breakfast at McDonald's, the Egg McMuffin is pretty much what comes to mind because it's their classic breakfast sandwich. But it isn't exactly low in carb when you think about the muffin or the English muffin that it comes on. But the good news is you can really very easily customize this to meet your meal plan needs. So with the breakfast sandwich, what I love about this is it is possible to balance your blood sugar because you're getting a good amount of protein coming from lean sources. So this is the Canadian bacon as well as the egg. So that I love because we don't want a large amount of saturated fat, which can increase insulin resistance. Now the English muffin, however, does give a significant amount of refined carbohydrates, which might spike blood sugar levels. Now it can be balanced because you do have the protein and the fat along with the carbohydrate, but if you really want a low carb option, you can order the sandwich without the muffin, or you can just remove it yourself. And that real simple adjustment will significantly lower the overall carbohydrate content of the breakfast, and it's going to give you better blood sugar balance after enjoying it. Another option you can try is the sausage McMuffin, again, without the muffin. Okay, so the Egg McMuffin's cousin is really the sausage McMuffin, and this is going to have the English muffin, the sausage patty, and the egg and cheese. So very similar to the standard Egg McMuffin, but you're adding sausage instead of the Canadian bacon. Now, by removing the muffin, we're getting rid of the refined carbohydrates. We're making it more low carb and blood sugar friendly. But I do want you to keep in mind, though, the sausage and the cheese still contribute saturated fat. So even though these don't contain carbohydrate, that saturated fat can increase insulin resistance over time. So the leaner breakfast option is going to be better if blood sugar balance is your main focus. Some restaurants have turkey sausage available and you could substitute, but that's not going to be available at every location. So I would opt for the Egg McMuffin without the muffin first, and this would be my second choice just because the sausage contains a bit more saturated fat. Now another option is the bacon, egg, and cheese on the biscuit. And again, you want to remove the biscuit if you want this to be lower in carb. Now biscuit over English muffin, if you wanted to, consume a breakfast sandwich with the sandwich part, I would gear towards the English muffin over the biscuit because the biscuit does contain even more carbohydrate and more saturated fat. So if you're going to have a muffin or a biscuit with your breakfast sandwich, I would choose the English muffin option. With this sandwich, if we remove the biscuit, we're getting bacon, egg, and cheese. So it's low carb without the biscuit, still some saturated fat, but a bit lower than the sausage McMuffin. So a bit better when we think about long-term blood sugar balance and insulin resistance. Now in the same family is the sausage biscuit without the biscuit. So very similar to the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, you're getting egg, you're getting cheese, and you're getting sausage on a biscuit. If we remove the biscuit, we remove the carbohydrates. This version does contain a bit more saturated fat than the bacon, egg, and cheese, so I would opt for that over this. But again, some locations might have turkey sausage available, or if you do have this sandwich and you're having a bit more saturated fat, you can just reduce your saturated fat intake the rest of the day to balance it out. and that's going to help it to fit more into your meal plan without having a negative impact on blood sugar long term. Now, a breakfast option I love is the breakfast burrito, and this comes wrapped in a tortilla. Now, the tortilla is going to provide some refined carbohydrates, so it's not exactly low carb. You can order it without the tortilla. Some establishments will let you do that, and then you're going to get the scrambled egg, the sausage, the cheese, the onions, the pepper, without the tortilla. Now, you might be able to remove it yourself or just open it up. My personal preference is to keep it in the tortilla, open it up, and eat it with a fork, so you're cutting down on the carbs, but you still get that nice, less messy breakfast option. Some establishments will actually let you order as a lettuce wrap, so they will wrap the whole sandwich in a lettuce instead of the tortilla. And that's a really great option too when you're thinking about low carb. So it's going to depend, location to location, how flexible they can be, if you need to remove it yourself or if they will do it for you. But if they can't, a really great way is just order it, open it up, eat it with a fork instead. You can eat some of the tortilla, not all of it, and that's going to help reduce the carbohydrate content as well. So on top of those menu options, I wanted to give you just some tips and tricks when it comes to ordering low carb from the McDonald's breakfast menu. So you can customize your order most of the time to make it more blood sugar friendly. So a few things to keep in mind, and this goes for breakfast or if you're ordering any time of day. So one thing that can really help to reduce carbohydrate content is skipping the sauce. So if you think about anything you order that comes with a sauce, whether it is a ketchup, a barbecue sauce, even a mayonnaise or a salad dressing, these can have an unnecessary amount of carbohydrates, added sugars, calories, and fat. So always ask for them on the side. You could also just choose a lower carb option like mustard, but if you want the condiments, you don't have to give them up. Just order them on the side, get them in their own little packets, and add a little bit, but not in abundance, to keep the carbohydrates and the calories lower. Another option too is to add more protein, because if you add more protein to your breakfast, it's going to be more filling and satisfying, but you're not adding additional carbohydrate. You do want to watch though that you're not adding more high fat animal protein, because that increased saturated fat content can increase insulin resistance. So a great choice here would just be to see if you can add an extra egg, or if there is turkey sausage, that would be an option too, or additional Canadian bacon or ham. Those are going to be leaner options. This is going to depend location to location what's available to you, but it never hurts to ask. Another option too is to add more greens and more veggies to your breakfast. If this is possible for you, it's a great way to add more fiber, make your meal more satisfying, and give you a bigger portion without adding more carbs. Now, depending on the time of day, you can get a side salad. That's not going to be available all day long. So if you are looking for more vegetables, top of the list would be to get the breakfast burrito because it has some vegetables in it. Or if you're grabbing and going, I always like to bring some veggies from home. You can bring a bag of carrot sticks or sliced cucumber. That's a great way to add bulk, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something you're getting from the drive-thru. You can take it with you as well. So the bottom line on ordering low carb McDonald's breakfast options is you want to think about the fact that you don't have to give up eating out or eating on the go. You can still do it and keep your blood sugar balanced, but you just want to make a few little substitutions when you're ordering. So order smart, think about where are the carbohydrates coming from, how much of them is in the meal, and where can you cut back. You can always take off the bun, take off the muffin, take off the biscuit, or just have half. You can eat an open face sandwich, and that's going to reduce the carbs in half. And then remember to protein's your friend, but make it lean protein, not more high fat animal protein, which can make it harder to control blood sugar long term. And anytime you can add more vegetables, do it. If they're available to you and you can add more filling sides to boost the fiber, it's a great way to balance your blood sugar and make sure your meal is satisfying. So there you have it. So if you found this video helpful, I would love if you give me a like to let me know and tell me in the comments what you found most helpful. If you have a low carb breakfast order you love to make at McDonald's, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss new tips, tricks, and recipes. And don't forget, if you are serious about managing blood sugar levels and reversing insulin resistance, then I would love to have you join me in my 6-week blood sugar fix program. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to lower blood sugar, increase energy, and achieve your healthiest self in just 6 weeks. So I would love to see you there. All the details to join me are below. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.